Yohanna again, and welcome back to my channel. And today, here is your dose of archaeological discovery in the land of Israel. Today, we will talk about the opulent 2,000-year-old city hall unearthed near the Western Wall in Jerusalem. Yes, I love Jerusalem too, guys, and I've been there a lot of times, but the archaeological discoveries in the city of Jerusalem is truly never ending, and every month, every day, we found new and exciting discoveries in this ancient city. Of course, the land of our forefathers. So are you ready to hear about this opulent 2,000-year-old city hall which was unearthed near the Western Wall? So let me give you the details, guys. One of the most significant public buildings from the Second Temple period ever uncovered is the new pathways in the Western Wall tunnels that provide the second life to underground of the ancient Jerusalem. Israel Antiquities Authority archaeologists have unearthed what may have been a 2,000-year-old city council building a few hundred meters from its modern counterpart during continuing excavations under Jerusalem's old city.
אני גאה ושמח לבשר לכם מסלול עתידי שיפתח לקהל במנהרות הכותל, שהקרן למורשת הכותל המערבי יחד עם רשות העתיקות חושפים, ורואים כאן תקופות שונות החל מהתקופה החשמונאית, ההרודיאנית, הרומית, שמשמשים בערבוביה. אין ספק שהמסלול הזה יציג בפני המבקר עושר מדעי וחווייתי שלא יסולא מפעם.
The grand structure is a new feature on the revamped Western Wall Tunnels tour, which allows tourists to visit the millennia-old city that exists in the time warp under today's thriving capital. This is without a doubt one of the most magnificent public buildings from the Second Temple period that has ever been uncovered outside the Temple Mount walls in Jerusalem. Built circa 20 CE, the Roman-era structure stood off a main drag leading to the Temple Mount and was used as a triclinium or a dining room for notable members of society on their way to worship. Originally constructed with an ornate water fountain and decorative Corinthian capitals, this striking edifice underwent a series of structural changes in its 50 years of use prior to the 70 CE destruction of the Second Temple.
We were excited because we realized what was not known then, that we are actually in the parallel room of the Hasmonean or Herodian Hall that was already known since Warren's time, since the 19th century. This is one big building, a building for the elite of the city, for the city councillors, for the rulers, a meeting place of them, a place where they could host their important guests just before climbing with them up to the Temple Mount.
It's unlikely that Jesus would have been a guest here.
If Jesus was a guest of the city councillors of Jerusalem at that time, he could. And the building was a place to host the elite. So who knows? I'm not so sure he was considered to be such an honor, but who knows? Who knows? Everything is possible.
According to Wexler Doa, originally archaeologists had thought that the city hall was constructed during the earlier Hasmonean period, located to the west of the Wilson's Ark, just off the prayer pavilion for men at the Western Wall. One of the chambers was discovered and documented in the 19th century by Charles Warren. Other archaeologists also studied the room in the 20th century. However, after taking up some of the ancient flooring and performing carbon-14 dating on organic materials from the building's base, as well as discovering coins and pottery shards, archaeological placed the opulent building's time frame at no earlier than 20 CE. What archaeologists do know that during the 50 years of occupation, the large public structure was separated into 3 different spaces. The fountain was taken out of use, and what appears to be a ritual bath or mikveh was added just prior to the destruction of Jerusalem. Despite the clear Roman influence in the structure's architecture, Jerusalem at this time was still a cultural Jewish city. The decorations discovered in the spaces, as sculptured cornice-bearing pilasters or the flat supporting pillars, didn't include graven images banned by the Torah.
Excavation director Shlomit Wexler-Bedolach said the only other building decorated like this one in Jerusalem at the time was the Temple Mount itself. And there's more, an indoor fountain and reservoir connecting the two chambers.
Here you see the capitals. They are still preserved. In the center of each capital, there is a hole. In this hole, there is a lead pipe that is inserted, where the water would come out. This is a fountain that was within a very magnificent building, so possibly they could control the flow of water. When there were guests and they wanted to impress them, they opened and the water would have flowed. When there was no guest, they closed.
At some point, this room was repurposed as a huge mikveh or ritual bath, maybe the largest in Jerusalem. Archaeologists say it may have been shortly before the temple was destroyed and the Jewish people scattered in 70 AD.
2 weeks before the 9th of Av, the Hebrew month of Av, which is the day of the destruction of the second temple, for us to reveal that today. And maybe let's learn from the past and just learn something for the future. That's something very moving for us.
It is exciting to reveal such a magnificent structure from the Second Temple period while mourn the destruction of Jerusalem and pray for its restoration.
אבני ירושלים מספרים סיפור, ואם אתה יודע להקשיב לכל נדבך ולקרוא כל אבן ולהיכנס לכל תקופה, אתה יוצא כאן עם מסרים שככל שנעמיק בעבר, אין ספק שיפתחו לנו את העתיד.
So guys, what do you think about this opulent city that was discovered near the Western Wall tunnel? The archaeologists say that it was a part of a dining room where all the notable people dine or eat there, and it dates back about 2,000 years old. So what do you think about this discovery? You can comment below, guys, because I want to hear your thoughts about it. So that's it, guys. That's your dose of archaeological discovery this week. So see you again in my next vlog for the new updates of the archaeological discovery here in the land of Israel. Bye!